Hey gang, Dave Parisi from FixMyFitnessClub.com and personal training program called Fit Pro Academy, www.fitpros personal training school. I'm sitting here right now with Rob. Rob and I, we just met. He actually, in my neighborhood, there's a restaurant, and actually was having dinner, and we started chatting a little bit, asked me if I was in the fitness industry, and I said yes, picked my brain a little bit, and here he is at the center. I'll let him tell you a little bit about himself.
How you doing? I'm Rob Mealy. I'm working here with Dave Parisi, and we met at the restaurant that I worked at for like 6 years. I noticed he was into fitness, from what I've been told by the managers, people that I work with, and I decided to start going to school for personal training. And I heard Dave was the best of the best, so I decided to ask him some questions, picked his brain on some things, and we exchanged information, and started working together.
So tell me right now, how have you advanced your education in personal training? So before you go into the field, into the trenches, what have you done to learn the application part of it?
Well, first and foremost, I started off like I think most people do, whether they play sports or not. I basically did a little research. You see personal trainers on social media sites, stuff like that. You kind of you pick up like snippets of things online, and then I basically applied that to my own personal workouts, but I want it to be certified so that somebody can come to me and say this guy has the credentials to get me to my goals. So I decided to start school in Branford, which is a town near my house. I'm from East Haven in Connecticut, and I spent $20,000 on a personal training program, and I can honestly say I've learned a lot, but the biggest thing about what I've learned coming out of school and working with clients, personal friends, having an internship, the biggest thing that was it kind of hindered me in the field was the application process and how you look at a client, and when you have to design a program for them, when you do this personal training, the schooling, they give you the knowledge to know how to generally work out. They give you specific sets, reps, tempos, and whatnot, but they don't really get in depth with people that have disorders, upper cross syndrome, pronation of the knees, anything like that. And everybody has their own flaws, and you need to be able to cater specifically a plan specifically based on their problems, or their strengths and weaknesses. And everybody's different, and that's the one thing that it lacked, that I feel even personally now that I don't have as much knowledge as $20,000 should have gotten me had I had gone through school and got the right way to do it.
So it sounds to me like you spent $20,000 on an education. Most of the time was spent in a classroom.
Yes.
And textbook.
It was hands-on and textbook, but
Okay.
Hands-on was more so. It was more so learning an exercise library. It wasn't so much application to a client. We did some PNF stretching, but it wasn't thorough to the point where coming out of school I felt as though I'm completely ready to do this. I completely know, no matter what the person's issue is, I can comfortably make a tailored program specifically to this person.
Yeah, and that could be the disconnect, because whatever you learn in that school, if you take it to the real hands-on, the real world hands-on application, and you're just practicing what you learned at the school, you're only going to get better at what you learned. You're not going to learn anything new. So maybe you're going to watch other trainers.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll be in the gym. You'll just be picking up things and experimenting. And unfortunately, an experiment could be very, subjective.
Yeah.
And based on being subjective, you don't know if you're doing the right thing with the client.
Absolutely.
So you didn't learn how to really create an exercise based on someone's present condition. You learned a tricep extension. You learned a chest press. You learned a lat pull. You learned a kinetic chain tube walk. But there are other things that could make that exercise or compromise that exercise.
Yeah.
Things that are happening below the skin, in the tendons, the ligaments, and the structures of the body. And that's kind of what Fit Pro Academy is about, is to really get in depth on who's your client, what's their present condition, how can we train them in a safe, effective manner based on their goal, rather than just, the typical textbook, here's your modalities, here's your list of exercises.
Yeah.
That's basically what you went through
Yes.
at the school.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were out on the floor today. You watched me train 2 clients.
Mm-hmm.
One was more of a workout. One was more of a half workout with an in-depth stretch.
Yeah.
Because of the structural things going on in
Yeah.
her body, the fusion in her spine and things of that nature. What did you think about just today, just watching today? And then we spent maybe 15 minutes together at the end of those 2 sessions.
Yeah. Honestly, you know, the critique he had into each and every workout that Dave had was it was so in depth. There was a reason behind everything that he did. It wasn't just thrown together because it was something that he saw with another client that worked properly. It was something that person specifically needed. Everything that he did, it basically was catered to this person's their goals, what they needed. Just like the lady with the back fusion, she had bad range of motion in her hips because she's so stiff with her upper body. You took the time, you PNF'd her. Within 5 minutes, you increased her range of motion. She was pain free, and she had nothing good or nothing bad to say. Everything was exactly what she wanted, and she left here happy and satisfied.
Good. Well, I just wanted to take the opportunity to introduce everybody to Rob, a new Fit Pro Academy student right here. He's local in town. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions and concerns, you could email me at daveparisi@resultsplus.com, or you can go to www.fitprospersonaltrainingschool.com. Thanks for watching. Want to say anything, Rob?
Oh no, I'm just learning everything I can.